Joe Calzaghe, so far he's had to take a bit of a back seat, but he was a big amateur star, and he's not short on self-confidence. Comes from Newbridge in South Wales.
Round 7.
So this contest moves into its second half. Catley winning the rounds, but without really impressing or ripping up too many trees.
Yes, you wonder in a fight like this whether he's just got a bit of a safety attitude, and he doesn't want to, disrupt anything. Doesn't want to gamble too much. Certainly, he's boxing cautiously and sensibly, without really being a thrilling performance. He just needs, for me, just to step up the pace a little and start putting a few combinations together.
I think you might have hit the nail on the head there, Glenn. He knows the Neville Brown fight is next, and he doesn't want any unscheduled slip-ups. That, I think, is a perfectly understandable attitude.
Yes, there's some paydays down the line, and obviously, the sensible thing to do is to get them. But he still has to try and, you can't allow this man to start getting a foothold or start getting a little bit of confidence.
There we are. Glenn's got the last round even. Everything else to Catley. It is pretty one-sided. Gálfi, if he's going to win this fight, starts, or needs to start, showing some more aggression. So far, he looks like a fighter who thinks it's probably enough just to put up a competent display, or does he? Might we see him come on strong later? Catley there, just stung into something that was a bit more like it. He felt one of the blows was low there, Gálfi, complaining to the referee. Sometimes signs of a distress signal, that.
Yes, I think that's a good sign for Catley, and this is where he should be. He started to land with a few punches, and this is where he should be starting to put a bit more pressure on Gálfi. Still not gamble too much, not take silly chances, but just start throwing more nice controlled punches.
Is he just starting to get to Gálfi here, I wonder? The Hungarian's gloves go down for the first time. He's beginning to look a shade more tired and disorganized, this Hungarian. It's only a slight mood shift in the fight. Oh, until that right hand! What about that? Well, Catley is hit by a huge right. That came out of nowhere. He's up with the count at 8, and again, Glenn Catley, as he did against Paul Wesley, has a crisis on. Well, Gálfi had shown very little. He finds 2 more right hands, and Catley's in trouble here. Oh dear, his dream of a title fight here is on the line. He's all over the place. He's going to be stopped. He doesn't know where he is, and he's stopped. Larry O'Connell has to stop it. That is an absolute nightmare for Glenn Catley. It all fell apart for him in the 7th round, and the Hungarian András Gálfi, coming in as a late substitute, takes away Catley's WBC international middleweight title. And what happens now for Catley's projected big fight with Neville Brown? It might well be out of the window. Just one right hand. We did say at the beginning, we did have a little bit of a worry about Catley's own punch resistance.
Yes, it all went so horribly wrong. One right hand, he picked it beautifully, but I think Catley was a little to blame because he kept it at that one pace. He should have put more pressure on Gálfi. It's easy to say after the event, but he just, he never kept the pressure on. It looked around before that Gálfi was starting to weaken a little bit, and he was starting to give a few distress signals. But Catley just kept it that single pace, and then finally Gálfi landed with that punch. And what a very good one it was. The legs went, everything went away from Catley. He went down heavily, and he could never recover from that punch.
Well, I just wondered whether he would get through it, because against Paul Wesley he showed amazing survival instincts to survive, but here he just did not know where he was once that punch had put him down. He tried on instinct to get through, but I think he sort of turned his back and stumbled against the ring post on the far side in the corner in the end.
Yes, I think all his survival instincts had gone from him here. He's trying to get his hands up, but he's falling around the ring. He's not even facing his opponent there. He's well and truly out, and then stumbles backwards and certainly he's out of it there, and the referee was right, had to get him out there.
Oh dear, you do feel for poor Glenn Catley.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 2 minutes 49 seconds of the 7th round, the referee stops the contest with Glenn Catley in no position to defend himself. The winner and new WBC International middleweight champion, András Gálfi. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you'd like to show your appreciation. A very good sporting loser. Please, your appreciation. Glenn Catley.
That is an absolute heartbreak for Glenn Catley. What a horrible thing to happen to a fighter that is.
Yes, it really is. Nothing Gálfi hadn't shown anything that suggested he had the power to do that. Nowhere through the fight he was boxing sensibly. Catley wasn't taking any chances, but then he just gave Gálfi a little bit too much room, and Gálfi found the way out. It was all over with one good right hand.
Terrible night for Glenn Catley. His first defeat as a middleweight, that, and only his second in his career, and András Gálfi can't quite believe it, but he's picked up the WBC International Middleweight Championship in a place he'd probably never heard of before, Bristol.
Yes, and the Bristol crowd have given Gálfi a very sporting hand here, but there's no disguising the sense of disappointment because the local fans